You've been studying English for years, seriously studying, and your speaking still doesn't match what you know. Someone asks you a question and the words that come out don't sound like the person you are in your head. Reading about how to swim does not teach you to swim. Memorizing the movements doesn't either. At some point, you have to get in the water. Most English learners never get in the water. They just read more books about swimming. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what getting in the water looks like for speaking English and how to do it alone today without any tools or money. I'll also tell you which study habit is actively making your speaking worse, not just useless, actually worse, and most learners do it every single day. Hey, my name is Becca, and I help English learners improve their English speaking skills without living abroad, memorizing grammar rules, and taking expensive classes. Here's something most English teachers will never tell you. Your brain has two completely separate English systems. One of them is useless the second someone is waiting for your answer. Can you guess which one you've been training your whole life? Let me explain. When you study grammar, when you memorize verb tables and learn rules, you're training what linguist Stephen Krashen calls your learned system. This is the part of your brain that thinks, that checks, that reviews. And the problem is, it's slow. When you're in an actual conversation, your brain does not have time to think through rules. A person is talking to you. You need to respond right now. The thinking, checking part of your brain is like an office security guard who takes 10 minutes to check your ID at the door. By the time he's done, the meeting has started without you. And in our case, the conversation has moved on without you. This is why you freeze. Your English is stored in the wrong place. The second system is what Krashen calls your acquired system. This is the English that lives in your gut, the sentences that come out before you even think about them, the words your mouth finds on its own. This is the system that actually runs an actual conversation. And here's what's important. You cannot study your way into it. You can only build it through consistent exposure and practice. Think about how a child learns their first language. They don't use grammar books or verb tables, just hours and hours of hearing language in context and slowly starting to use it. Their brain absorbs patterns naturally. The words become automatic. Now, adults are different. Your brain doesn't work exactly like a child's anymore. You're actually better at some things. You can understand complex ideas faster. You can use logic to fill in gaps. But your brain needs a different kind of input to build automatic speaking, and that input is not a grammar chart. So, what do you actually do instead? There are 3 steps, and if you follow them in order, your speaking will start to feel different within a few weeks. Step 1. Stop filling your head. This means you stop making grammar drilling your main activity. You can check a grammar rule when you're confused, that's fine, but sitting down to memorize rules before you've spent actual time in the language is like studying a map before you've ever tried to walk. The map doesn't help you until you're actually on the road. Step 2. Start feeding your brain. This is called comprehensible input. Big term, simple idea. It just means consuming English that you mostly understand, but that is slightly above your current level. It can be shows you enjoy, podcasts that don't completely lose you, YouTube channels where you can follow the conversation even if you miss some words. Your brain is picking up patterns the whole time, sentence structures, natural rhythms, the way words sit together in real speech. You're not studying it, you're absorbing it. There is a real difference. Here's a quick exercise. Pause for a second and think of one English show, podcast, or YouTube channel you actually enjoy. Got one? Good. Use that as a fluency tool. Most English learners treat it like entertainment and nothing more, but you're different, and you'll use that to speak fluently. Step 3. Start using your mouth. Input alone is not enough. Research by linguist Meryl Swain showed that students who received huge amounts of English input but almost never had to produce language still had significant speaking gaps. Your brain needs to practice retrieving and using the English you've absorbed. under pressure, in real time. This is where small daily speaking practice comes in. And the good news is, you don't need anyone else to do it. Actually, if you want a structured plan for exactly this, I put together something called the 7-Day Fluency Switch Challenge. It's a free guide that gives you one 30-minute exercise to do every day for 7 days, completely alone, no speaking partner needed. By day 7, you record yourself and compare it to day 1. The difference is the proof. The link is in the description if you want to grab it. Okay, let me show you what steps 2 and 3 actually look like in practice. For comprehensible input, one of the best tools is shadowing. You pick a short clip of English audio, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. You listen once, then you play it again and you speak out loud at the same time as the speaker. You copy their rhythm, their speed, the way their voice moves. You're not studying pronunciation, you're just absorbing it through repetition. Your mouth is learning to move the way English actually sounds. One learner did this with a single YouTube channel she liked, 20 minutes a day for 60 days. Her rhythm changed completely. People started asking her if she had lived abroad. She hadn't moved anywhere. She had just put her mouth in the water. For speaking practice, the simplest place to start is thinking in English. Most learners translate. Their native language comes first, then they convert it into English. This is what makes you slow. The fix is to start narrating your own life in English inside your head. What are you doing right now? What did you eat today? What do you need to do tomorrow? This sounds small, but it's training your brain to access English directly, without the detour through your first language. And it costs nothing. You can do it anywhere. Another small habit is changing your phone to English. Every notification, every menu, and every setting. Your phone shows you language dozens of times a day. That's dozens of micro exposures you were skipping. If you don't believe me if this will actually work, here's what the research says. Krashen's input hypothesis, which has influenced language teaching for decades, is clear. Learners acquire language when they are exposed to material just slightly above their current level. The brain fills in the gaps naturally over time. Your brain retains patterns through repetition across time, not through volume in one sitting. The learners who make the most progress are not the ones who study the hardest. They're the ones who spend the most time inside the language every day. So in simple and short words, fluency is not stored, it's practiced. So here's what I want you to do today. Pick one piece of English content you enjoy and spend 15 minutes with it actively. Shadow it if you can. Then spend 5 minutes talking to yourself in English about anything. Your day, your plans, something that happened. Out loud, not in your head. Do that tomorrow and the day after. That is what getting in the water looks like. And don't forget that if you want a structured 7-day version of this with clear daily exercises already laid out for you, the 7-Day Fluency Switch Challenge is free and it's in the description. If this video helped, a like or subscribe helps the channel grow. See you in the next one.